Hey, Mary T here. Still in Port St. Joe. I just realized, after spending a couple minutes, that I was talking to a photo. Hey, silly me. But I'm down in Port St. Joe enjoying a visit with my sister, her husband, and my two beautiful nieces. And also to recover from the variant COVID. When I was traveling in D.C. last week, I guess I picked some up. But lucky for me, I'm house sitting. So I have a place to stay without bringing any danger or exposure to my sister and her family. So I thought I'd take a gentle walk thanks to pharmaceuticals. I am feeling much better than even Monday. This is Friday. So what do I find? Morning glory. And I'm on the bay side. So let's enjoy the breeze dancing with the morning glories. And the heart-shaped leaves, of course. One of our mindfulness practice friends, June, said that what I do, seemingly naturally, is called joy spotting. And thank you for coming along for the joy spotting. So here we are on the bay, St. Joseph Bay. It's probably 8 feet deep at the deepest. Very famous for its scallops. They have a scallop festival every August. I'm not here for that, sadly. But there are ripples on the water. Traffic, of course. So it is protected by what they call the fish hook. And it's known as Cape San Blas. I've taken you there for some Sunday Strolls prior. And it was able to help keep Port St. Joe safer from Hurricane Michael than it could have been. So let's enjoy these ripples. Couldn't help but notice these beautiful fluttering morning glories, and they almost sounded like, look at me, no, look at me. So I had to stop. And yeah, that's my shadow in the background. Look at me. Glad to. As I pointed out in a previous short sunset video, that these are remnants of what had been a little bit of a seawall. And you can tell that they took everything they could find to put into the aggregate. Beautiful shells and pebbles. You gotta use what you got, right? Now, Port St. Joe has added some industries. They are finishing ships for the Coast Guard as well as for the Staten Island Ferry. So that has brought skilled labor to the small town. The ships are built in Panama City Beach to the west, and then they're brought here for the finishing. And then for the christening and sending off to where they're going, which is great. So hopefully they're apprenticing and training some of the young folk in the neighborhood and getting them on some jobs that will be meaningful and worthwhile. Of course, we know how much we can enjoy dancing leaves and branches in the breeze. Trees and breeze, I just made a rhyme. I didn't think I had the time. I know, I'm very silly. This is coffee weed. And again, it's in the same edge of the bay with the morning glories. But let's enjoy the dancing and the traffic. high clouds overhead. So hopefully that'll mean a cooler day, as well as good sunsets later. I believe my sister calls this Dune sunflower. It's quite a happy flower. Let's enjoy the yellow. It's a native, and she's trying to turn her garden as much as she can into native. Do I see some dead heads I can take for her? I can reach them. Along with that white morning glory, there's this lovely piece of driftwood. How long was it in the water? From what tree did it fall? How long has it been here? Oh, and there's another lovely piece. A V. V for yay for us. We'll enjoy the white morning glory. Beautiful yellow center. The water here is not going to be beautifully green because it has all the runoff from the rain and the trees and the forests, which release the tannins, which give that little brown color to the shallow parts of the water. And that's okay. It's nutrients for the fish and the scallops. We got a butterfly. Ooh. Capture that. Don't think I've seen this one before. He's lovely. Ooh, very nice. Come closer. Yes. They flitter so quickly. By the time we rest upon it, it has moved on. Let's see if we can capture a little bit more. It's fluttering in the breeze, as are the grasses. Let's enjoy the movement of the water. Nice red leaves. That's amazing. Enough to catch my eyes. Seems the older growth gets the red on the leaves. The newer growth is green. Cool. And then, of course, the little white flowers. So sweet. Hey, they're weeds, but yellow centers. And hey, you're right by the beach. Oh, and there goes the butterfly. Actually, it's not a beach. You wouldn't want to swim here. Fish here for sure. Wade out, maybe, for sure. Got some more red. It's a trumpet flower of some sort. Oh, there's a nice set right there. I'm sure the hummingbirds would love to see that. I actually saw one this morning. I was very excited. Very excited. And there had been a raptor of some sort in the neighborhood would call and then tuck into a tree. I have the app called Merlin where you can actually record a sound and it will identify the bird for you. So very excitedly this morning, we were able to get enough of the call, and it's called the Mississippi Kite. Couldn't see it still, but we could hear it. It was gorgeous. It's a great app for avid bird watchers or just curious people. Some clouds are coming in. This very caught my eye. Clearly, members of a family are being remembered here. Nice long life for the husband and the wife. Not so long for the son. I'm not sure. Does that mean that was their property and they no longer live here? Clearly, they're passed. I've never seen that. So, compassion for those who are unwell, in need of healing, and for those who are released from this void, our veil of existence, to reach their highest potential. Okay, on the windier side of the bay, and we get very interesting root structure. Clearly, the erosion has pulled the soil away from the roots of these very lovely pine trees. Look at this set here. It's amazing. Keep on keeping on, tree. Well done. And there's quite a few along the edge here. They're not giving up. There's a place I have not gone since I've been here. It's called Stump Hole, where the water and the sea level rise have taken out more and more trees, so the stumps and their roots are exposed, which are interesting to be able to imagine and meditate on. And we've got, is that a turtle? No, that's a rock. We can watch the waves come in and the seagrass. Very important for turtles. Looking for turtles. Luckily, there's a 10-foot buffer between the traffic and the edge of this bridge. So it's the inlet for St. Joe. The water comes in here, and then there are some, we'd call them canals, but water passages. I'm sure one of which was the one behind my sister's house during the hurricane that met with the water from the bay to flood her house. But I noticed these beautiful waves. I had to stop and enjoy them. Just beautiful. Even though the water's moving probably about 5 miles an hour, the water on the top slowly creating gentle waves and creases and rivulets and eddies. Of course, it's all waves on our sea of compassion. Together we are. To this side of the bridge to take a closer look at our industrious egret. It's the first bird I've seen on the water edge. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Golden beak is just beautiful. Thank you for posing for us. One of the things that I always look forward to seeing when I come to Port St. Joe is what I call the dragon. A lovely bit of wood that landed there however long ago. More of it is exposed, of course, during low tide, but I always chuckle when we drive by. So I wanted to walk down here and share the dragon with you. No danger, no harm, just amusement. And there's a lovely, I believe, plover, another water bird just sitting on its hump, being the king of the dragon. Hello, and thanks for hanging with us. A little tour of Port St. Joe. And who doesn't love a train engine? Big lumber business here for decades upon decades, and had to be hauled to the coast by trains. And this is an engine that they had saved. My sister lived up here over 20 years, and it was not always behind this fence. We actually could climb up it. So at least I have that in my memory bank. Can't do that anymore. So along with lumber being shipped to the coast, not even a half a mile to the little port that they had set up, they also had a train line bringing cotton labored over by enslaved peoples to be shipped to domestic as well as foreign ports. That was way back in 1863. I'm sorry, 1836, even sooner. Okay, so this is Centennial Hall. It's nice, a public building. The kids have their proms there. And over here we have this small building. This is where the first Florida Constitution Convention was held. Because you can't become a state of the Union unless you create a constitution that is a republic, a representative democracy, and it has to have constitution supporting and upholding the U.S. Constitution values and ideas. So it's been here for quite a while. It's a very small museum, but it is the first one. So of all places, right? But remember, in the 1840s, South Florida was not in the control of Florida or the Union. So they had to have it somewhere. And then there's a Veterans Memorial down there, honoring not only the veterans of the Constitution Convention, which sadly enshrined enslavement. So here we'll leave with some magnolia, the result of the flowers. And these must be the seed pods, I'm going to presume. So thanks again for joining me on my little tour. I do appreciate your accompanying me as I share my world. Take care, my friends.